Greetings, good people in the entrepreneur world. It's your man Jah, and I'm going to give you this Postcard Networker 2018 update. I am no longer with Postcard Networker, unfortunately. Some of you may have seen this on my Facebook page, Postcard Networker Biz, and I'll put a link down there under this video that kind of went over initial discourse of what happened with myself and Postcard Networker. I did not quit Postcard Networker. My position, my back office was taken from me on the allegation that I allegedly quit, but that was made plain in an email. And I'm not a disgruntled type person where or disgruntled ex-member saying things. I spent 2 years of commitment, nearly 2 years of commitment to Postcard Networker. I was one of the main people that contributed to the design and the development of Postcard Networker, the ideas that formulated and to the growth of it. And so it's not something that I would walk away from. But what happened with the owner, Joe Broughton, apparently, well, let me say it this way. The heart of a man will not long be hidden. And so we have a situation here where obviously or some financial issues have arose with Postcard Networker. Don't know how that really came about or how it could even have come about per se, but it did. And so in December, the commissions were not paid. In November, commissions were delayed slowly. And that's happened on occasion throughout the years, but you know, little signs, you kind of blow them off, and you want to trust the person you're working with. And so with the creation of the Elite Plus program, as Joel would assert that he made changes on my behalf and another business partner, celebrity that came involved. And then we suggested those changes. Heck, I've suggested many changes that have taken place. Follow through or complete follow through has always been an issue. And so, or how things rolled out, which was the case of Elite Plus, and complete follow through. And so, in any case, you know, he makes this unfounded claim that we promised to bring in 500 people. First of all, my team was already built before this person came or in. You only have one warm market. I went through all of the pains, the growing pains, and initial people got involved with it. So there's no way I would even promise 500 people. I wouldn't do that with anybody. And even though I've built organizations in way in excess of that, and I had over nearly 10,000 people. A lot of those are free members, I'll admit, but 10,000 people in the database. And then he goes on a call before changing the compensation plan and robbing us of the 4th and 5th levels we were being paid on all 5 levels with the Elite Plus. People that had paid for a year, they were basically ignored to put in place to pay for these ancillary products of a $10,000 branded package in order to get paid on all 5 levels, to have him help you write a book. Didn't matter if you wanted these things, or even if they were very marketable to others, which is also very important. They were ancillary things. They had nothing to do with the concept of postcard marketing and providing those things to help people market and grow their business and their marketing business as well. So these things were put in place just for greed, for him to try to force people to pay money. And he was upset that maybe some of the leaders like myself didn't participate in these things. He didn't want us to be getting paid on these commissions unless we pay for them. So unless we pay for these products, which we may not have had no need. Others may have had a need for it. We referred these people. They referred people we referred. And so now he didn't want to pay us. And this is really very sad when you have a person who has come from the industry, who asserts that they have been misused and abused by the industry for their marketing leadership, because Joe is a great marketer and copywriter, right? But he's not a very good leader and administrative runner of a program. Doesn't have the proper disposition, attitude. Has an attitude of I'll replace people. I doubt you will not. Matter of fact, it's not even a doubt. You won't replace the leaders that come through here. You won't. It's a different day and time. You can go out and mail and market and get other people, but you're not going to replace leadership. So many leaders came through Postcard Networker, and he basically is the reason that most of them left. From people that detected his attitude to his disposition. Like I said, his attitude is nonchalant. You have customer service issue that has always been an issue that has been brushed off. I personally made the commitment to help out with customer service issues in the very beginning of Postcard Networker for everybody, not just my team. And even I was ignored and disrespected when I'm helping him on behalf of the company, right? So, not responding to me, not answering, things like that. It just left me hanging, trying to get out of that. And then he tried to get me to fill in a role for other positions. Man, I wouldn't do that because you dogged me in the previously when I tried to help. So this is the type of leadership you have. So you can proceed with Postcard Networker at your own risk, with your own money. But the reality of it is you have a leadership here that when a man who commits 2 years, I've never put Postcard Networker down. I've stayed the course. I've tried to do all the things to help it grow. Massive suggestions. A lot of the suggestions, things they implemented are from myself and my sponsor. That even drew in other leadership that they gave ideas from. So, these things that it's sad that, you have a person who gets this kind of leadership, get these type of commitment, and then you dog them and you rob me of levels of pay, okay? Because when you build an organization, your deeper levels become the ones you get most of your activity from, right? Because especially when you're in the beginning, because when you go through the growing pains, a lot of my frontline people had just gone. They didn't want to stick and deal with everything we went through to get Postcard Network where it had the website and all that. And maybe they just saw some of the signs that I was blind to or ignored. Nonetheless, again, the heart of a man cannot long be hidden. And so, when I raised the question about, hey, where's my commissions? Did you make a change to commissions because you changed you robbed us of the 4th and 5th levels? He gets an attitude with me as if I had no right to ask about this. Then I said, you can have the downline, referring to the 4th and 5th people, 4th and 5th levels. Then he used that and it told my sponsor that I quit, which was an outright lie. Now I've caught Joe in lies before, and two things I can't stand. I can't stand liars and I can't stand thieves. Okay, as the song goes, liars and thieves both make my heart boil. And so, because I try to be right and true, and I try to deal with people on the proper integrity and the way I want to be dealt with. And so when you cross that line with me, it's done. It's a wrap. And a lot of times I won't. I've had things happen in the past, and I don't get into video. It takes a lot when you're putting information out there that they can take or be perceived as some negative. But the truth is that this information needs to be shared. It needs to be understood by the people that are involved, by the people that's coming in that he's trying to sucker into thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of dollars of payment. And this man is under a greed factor. If you build an organization with him, good luck, because I did it and I got railroaded, right? Because he apparently, at the end of the day, it's always someone else's fault. He doesn't want to hold himself accountable. He doesn't want to look in the mirror and say, hey, what am I doing? It's everybody else. I was talking about the customer service. His attitude is, I don't really want to respond to that because all these people are doing is complaining. But then he wonders why people are quitting, because you're not respecting and honoring the essential of customer service, right? You're providing, with postcards, it's an expensive business. You act like people can just spend this money. It's expensive to buy stamps and mail postcards. notwithstanding the fact that the ROI on postcards is low. It takes a lot of marketing. And these days, the biggest challenge with postcards is you're not getting opportunity seekers like you think, because it's hard to get people with names and phone numbers. So again, postcard marketing can work and does work and people use it, but it has to be done in a certain way. And so, but it can be a very expensive venture. And this is why you want somewhere where you can build a network and help offset some things. But it's got to be run by the right people, as you've heard, and the person has to have the right attitude. And you would think a person that comes from the industry that supposedly built up organizations, burned by other companies, would be sensitive to that. But the truth is, a person is what actually is in their heart, and that is what comes out. He doesn't want to pay you if he thinks you're not working. It doesn't matter if you worked before and build it up. I got companies that are paying me now that I'm not actually part in. I pay for that product. I help jumpstart some things. They respect the fact that I pay for that product and I get paid. It's your job as the owner to run the company. It's your job to manifest growth. And it's your job to try to get people in there that's going to help that growth happen. It's not your job to get mad and pimp people or steal from people, because you don't feel they're doing what you need to do, when the fact is that you're not doing what you need to do. So it's just very hard and very disappointing what has happened. But when greed kicks in, or when a person is down, you really see the trueness of who they are, and that is what has come out. And so you have poor leadership overall, which has been displayed, poor leadership attitude. You have a person who ultimately doesn't really care about the individual, even though these things are said. Because again, when things get hard and now it's I don't care, or you're blaming everybody else. I try to help everybody else, or I try to do what they want, and then I just hurt myself. No, that's not what happened. You did not follow through. You did not do things the way you said. I don't even know how you have in your mind. You didn't even roll out Elite Plus. With Elite Plus membership, which is a great program, great concept, people came back involved. We literally had a meeting. He was supposed to be getting the program for 2 weeks, so apparently maybe he didn't have the money. Maybe it probably might have been a money issue. Now I think about it. And then totally didn't do what we said, didn't do the website, but I think it was a money issue. And there's been some money issues. I don't know what's going on. So if you want to get involved with a company that has money issues, a person that doesn't have good integrity, a person that will allow you to build up your organization and then just out of the blue, just for no just cause whatsoever, try to say that you quit so that they could steal the money that you had coming in, so that they could steal your downline. When you've made a commitment, shown your commitment to that person, that organization, you've shown that to them, and then they could just openly rob and steal from you, and then had a nerve to come back to my sponsor and say, well, maybe we can work it out. Maybe we said, no damn way we can work it out, because you're not going to come into my garage, so to speak, steal my car at night, and then say it was part of my fault because I left my garage door open, right? When I didn't. You had a key to it, right? You still didn't say, well, maybe we could work it out. No, we cannot work it out. No. And so I hear things like, he's trying to say, nah, his wife is on the company. Look, his wife is a beautiful person. When I met her once, beautiful person, beautiful personality. I wish she would have truly been running the company. I don't think it's her thing whatsoever. Postcards are not a emotional product like you have with products. I don't think it's a thing whatsoever. And he tried to start the candy deal and put her on the face of that, and that didn't work out. Again, a lot of the same old stuff. Even was lying about the success that it was having. It wasn't. It just wasn't there. So if people would be truthful in this world and they would give unto others the way that they would want to be treated, a lot of things would be worked out. If things were going on in Postcard Network and he did come to leadership and say, hey, make some change, we need to do this. No, he didn't do that. He got greedy. He got after what he got after stealing down lines, after blaming leadership, the people that helped build and make Postcard Network, where he would even have the means to even go out and talk and discuss with people and do the things he's doing. You did a lot of things wrong, and then you turn around and did the people who were great service to you wrong. This is the real deal with Postcard Networker, and Joe brought in leadership behind it. If he's trying to say his wife behind it, as nice as I think she is, don't fall for that. He's still running it. Um, it's really not her thing, in my view, and he just doesn't deserve to be working with people when you don't make the personal, when you can't look in the mirror yourself and make the personal change yourself and hold yourself accountable, and try to say he's gonna take 70% of responsibility. No, it's 100% your responsibility, because I, nor anybody else, didn't fail to do what we wanted to do, which was to promote it. That's what our job is, to promote it, was to share it. But again, you've got to provide the tools and resources properly to do that. Um, you come out with all these different products, which are great. Then you want to make these things necessary for people to get paid. You're a thief. You're a robber, and you're a thief. And there's no mercy that needs to be had on that. You need to get out of the business. You need to get away from it, because if you're going to do people wrong, okay, then stay away from it, because the karma comes back around, right? The karma comes back around. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is True Confessions of Postcard Networker, Business with Postcard Networker, all right? And I am no longer with the company, and I would advise anyone that is in it to find their way out of it. But that's your choice. I'm telling you, from 2 years, I know this person. Okay, after 2 years of working with somebody, you know them, they know you. Okay, I know this person. All of the little signs I may have ignored or been blind to have been made clear. All right, and I'm not saying this out of disagreement. Like some people do with ownership. There was some mad disagreement. No, you didn't pay commissions. You changed the compensation plan, and then shocked that I would ask and inquire when you didn't reach out to any leaders, Joe. You didn't reach out to anybody and say anything before this, when you knew you were, because you knew you were going to rob and steal us. I didn't say anything. You come in, stole my car out of my garage, as I used that scenario, and then asked me what's wrong. What's wrong is you're a thief and you're a liar. And I do not appreciate that when I give a commitment, or anybody, people that gave a commitment. My job was to pay, help build it. I did that. You needed to do the follow through. You didn't do that. Now you're robbing and stealing from people from greed. And there's no excuse for that, no exception for that. Postcard Networker needs to be ran into the ground. You need to be ran out of the industry, especially as an owner, because you do not deserve it. And no one should work with you. And again, I'm saying this from 2 years of working and giving a commitment and working with a man, and telling you the truth. I made no promises. I did what I needed to do. I continued to do what I needed to do up until I was robbed and stolen from my and dishonor for my commitment. You can proceed at your own risk with your own money. That's up to you. I have removed all of my videos promoting Postcard Networker. This video, I will be up there because people need to be made aware. And that's the benefit of social media, of video and things these days, where you can get access and see another side of the story and not just hear one other side. So again, his response, last thing I'll say, is claiming that it's our fault because we didn't build it. No, there was even one part in there where he changed to pay commissions on administrative, and I literally said, hey, if it's going to bother you, don't do it. He chose to do that on his own. You made a decision, Joe, to do these things that contribute, but the money problems were probably there way before. Obviously, a lot of people don't admit that, don't talk about that. And the growth wasn't happening because of whatever issues and distractions that were going on. And so it just needs to be done with, because it is an expensive business, and if it isn't done right, and the leadership and attitude isn't right, it's bad for people. And that's my take on it. That's what I got to say as a person who has been involved and committed to the concept of postcard marketing, the growing leads and building out the concept. That's what I got to say. That's the real deal. And I would caution anybody that proceeds going forward. But hey, God always looks out for the righteous. So there was a reason why this all needed to fall apart. It was time we move on, or I move on, excuse me, and go from there. And I wish everyone who is true and right the best. You guys take care. Peace.